Oh, god dang, that T hitting good, boy. That lifting hitting good, boy. What's up, my dudes? Supercross 2025 game. Okay, so we've made it to 2025. We know this new Milestone Supercross game is coming out. We still haven't seen really any more information on it other than their first teaser trailer kind of thing with it, and basically we still don't know anything. But one thing that we do know that's supposed to be the big new feature of the game is it's all actually going to be based off of the new year of the Monster Energy Supercross Championship, whereas all of the past Supercross games have been based off of the previous year. That's the whole thing with the name of the game, Supercross 25. They started this with the MXGP games. Didn't really help out MXGP 24. I know they have an update for that game. I'm going to be checking that out here soon, boy. Don't you worry your little self about it. Okay, but this is the first Supercross game we've seen with this sort of actually basing it off of the new year with the new track designs, the new track maps, and especially in a Supercross game, I feel like that's a lot bigger of a deal because you're not going to have, they may go to the same stadiums as they did last year, some of the same stadiums, but the tracks are always totally different. The layouts, the jumps, the sections, obstacles. So I feel like that's a really big deal for a Supercross game that's all based around being official. It's kind of the whole point to it, right? Now, it kind of leads me into this. I'm not really sure where these Supercross games are really going here as far as, you can do that where you start making the newer Supercross year of tracks and stuff, but what's the next big innovation here with these Milestone games other than just making it on Unreal Engine 6 or 9 and it looking better? I kind of am starting to get that thought in my head of what's the next big thing that's actually going to pull everybody in, and not just pull everybody in, but keep people playing the game for longer than a month or two. That seems to be Milestone's biggest challenge with these official Supercross games. It's that player retention over a longer period of time versus everybody just hopping in there, checking the game out for a month, and then stop. They stop playing it till the next Supercross game comes out the very next year. Now with Supercross 25, and a big reason why I got high hopes for it, boy, we gonna see, is the fact that it is the first Supercross game that has had more than a year of development time. It's been a couple years since they came out with Supercross 666. It's been a minute, so we gonna see about that. But I think it's cool though, as far as it's just exciting, man. This is part of what makes games like MX Simulator, Pro Racing and stuff so cool, is because you're experiencing the new Supercross tracks as you're seeing them on TV, as you're playing on them. It's not based off of the previous year. And it's not just the tracks, but it's also the riders and what teams they're on and what bikes they're on and that kind of a thing. But it's everything is the most updated version, the newest year. So you don't have some goofy ass, playing on the new Supercross game, but you're riding on all the tracks from the previous year. I just feel like we're past that at this point. I just feel like it's kind of everybody just expects that. So, yeah, man, I'm excited about the new Supercross season, excited about a new Supercross game coming along with the new Supercross season. It should be cool, bro. Hopefully it will. yeah, we do know Milestone, but at the exact same time, I mean, damn, I just got that feeling like maybe, just maybe, they might actually be able to give us something this year that's worth your while a little bit, worth your money a little bit. It's got to be better than MXGP 24. Anything better than that shit, boy. So, but yeah, one thing about it, though, when you talk about it being based off of the new tracks, I mean, all they can really do is base it off of the track maps, which typically is good enough, you could say, but it certainly isn't like a foolproof system. For instance, we could get to Anaheim 1 and it be an absolute mutter, toad struggler, 2005 Anaheim 1, Ricky Carmichael, Chad Reed stuck in the mud type Anaheim 1 in real life, but it's not really going to be like that. Like, for instance, on MX Simulator's A1 track, I mean, yeah, you could run the mud weather effect mode, I guess, in the new Supercross game, but you'd still be able to ride on the base dry version of it. I guess that's not the best example to give for that, but more like, you know how sometimes they'll go in there and change a whole ass section of a track after they've came out with the track map for whatever reason, whether it's like they thought the whoops were too hard, so they change them up, or they think some rhythm's too hard, so they take out a jump in the, rhythm, or they change around one of the lanes to make the track a little bit different for whatever reason. That's actually pretty common that they do that. Sometimes they'll change the whole track. I remember them doing that back in the day before, so yeah, you can build things off a track map, but like, if you really want to get it exactly like it was, the exact conditions that it was, sometimes like a Anaheim 1 is super dry, and sometimes it's not as dry. And they don't really have like a like some sort of a hard packed blue groove weather mode in the Supercross games. Yeah, they might have a rain mode, but I just feel like you can only get the conditions and the actual layout and the track itself, you can only get it so close when you're basing it strictly off a track map. So this just kind of depends on when this new Supercross game is actually coming out. I'm not sure if it's coming out like before the final round or whatever. I don't really know. I think they're just basing it strictly off the track maps, though. Like, they're not going to be doing any sort of updating it to match the way the real-life track actually was, more so. Kind of more like, I think, MX vs. ATV Legends did with their Monster Energy Supercross DLC track pack, right? So, I don't know, man. It's cool. It'll be cool to see it, but just based off of the previous Supercross games, I feel like they're going to be... I guess that's the one sort of makes it a little bit trickier when you're trying to do like you're coming out with the game the same year that you're making the replica tracks from. You don't really have that extra time to go in there and like try to make the adequate changes to the track that they might have changed on the actual day of the race or the conditions of the race or couple days leading up to the real life Supercross race. You see what I'm saying? So it'll be interesting to see how they do all that. But yeah, I just wanted to go in here and make another video on the Supercross games. Haven't talked about it here in a minute. We all just over here got our Lipton in our left hands, patiently waiting on some kind of newer information on it or some kind of real trailer on it. That first trailer they came out with, it just wasn't nothing to it really, It was very short, didn't really say a whole lot, other than, yeah, this is based off of 2025 Supercross series. A lot of moto games doing that thing now where they're not really showing you the game. We've been down that road. A lot of moto games out there kind of doing that right now. I just feel like the moto gamers are getting tired of the bullshit. So moto gamers are waking up to it and getting a little bit more conscious about it in the sense of like a lot of dudes can tell when you come out with the gameplay trailer, they can tell if you're on some bullshit. You know, they can tell. They can sniff that shit out. Damn. You know what I mean? They know. Trust me, they know. So it's getting harder and harder for these moto game companies to sort of fool people, I guess. And I think that's also why you're seeing kind of a hesitation with, like, for instance, like MXGP 24, they wouldn't have held off that long on showing you the gameplay of the game. You know what I mean? You see what I'm tea-sipping on right here? Like, so that is a little bit worrisome that they're, you know, we're literally in the year that this game's supposed to come out now, 2025, and what the tracks and everything that it's based off of, but still haven't really seen any gameplay of it.